Good morning. Welcome to another live stream. Um, yeah, it's always weird to know what to say to start these things. We're just gonna make stuff. And today, the stuff we're gonna make is a tunnel, specifically for freight and cargo. I'll say trains, but I don't think there may or may not be a track. I haven't decided yet. They might be maglev. To run through on our ocean colony. So from one side of an island, probably over potentially over a bridge, although we won't show that, and then to whatever it is that they are mining or manufacturing. For now, all we're going to worry about is the tunnel itself. Um, Sizing, we don't have to worry about matching to real life rail tunnels, but I do have a dude here so we can set something up. Yeah, so let's get started. I'm going to create a plane. This is pretty much the usual, right? Um, I'm going to scale it by 50. Nice and big. Give us lots of room for something wider apart. And then we're going to apply the scale, edit, and we're going to, let's just do it this way. 3W, subdivide it once. Then we can take this edge here and bring it up. And let's go to 3 and over and up and up. So we're gonna have a cliff like that, basically. And just to make it a little bit easier on us, I think I'm gonna take this edge here and bring it up and up. Now this edge here and do the same thing. So we kind of have a little bit of a barrier. As we set our camera up, that should be good. Yeah, it's good, yeah. Now we're going to take this edge. Now let's bevel it to be the width of our tunnel, just so we have an idea. Let's say like that. Seems good. I don't know why I'm doing weird accents today. Let's add a few more edge loops, just so we can change things up a bit. And move things down, up, and over. Maybe one more here too. And one more here too. So one, we can grab this and bring it up to some kind of a cliff face. And we'll really accentuate that by bringing that down and over. And this will come out to here. Maybe we want to loop here too. So again, we can move stuff around. Okay. Yeah. Looking pretty good, I think. There's our dude. There's the width of our tunnel, roughly. Then I'm going to take these two faces here and W, subdivide them. Let's give them at least one more. That might be too much, but I think that's good. Four is definitely enough. We don't need to go to 5. Okay. Then let's select all these. There we go. And we're going to create a vertex group called detail. I believe it's detail. And we're going to assign it with a weight of, I'm going to go with 0.75 on this one. Then I'm going to unassign those and stay in detail, but I'm going to go with a weight of 1. So now if we look at it in weight paint mode, yes, we have a bit of variation. Good. And now let's go append our geometry nodes that we're going to want. So F4, append, and geometry examples, terrain generator, auto rocky desert, node tree, these two, append. Okay, and now let's give them a geometry node modifier and terrain. It might be details and not detail because that doesn't seem to have worked. Let's look and see. Oh, I had turn on. That's right. Geometry nodes. Select all. And we're going to turn back on these two here. Just unmute them. Let's unmute and unmute. There we go. Yep. And now we have a flat path here. This is how you can tell it not to apply the displacement to particular parts of geometry, which is what I want to do because I want to be able to put our rail system here. So that was the easiest way, I think, to do it. I think. Seems like it to me. Other than that, this is looking way too boxy still. Let's turn it off and let's unbox it a little bit. G, G. I don't know it'll be up this high, but just for me to make it feel better to me, we're going to change it around. And let's see what we got now. Better, still boxy. Let's turn it off just because it's so slow when we have it on. G, G, G. No straight lines. That's basically what we're trying to do here. Is too many straight lines are the death of realism. And on. And that's better. It still feels a little too straight for me, but let's maybe play with this just a bit. Bring it way over. And let's really emphasize that this is going to be a cliff. Let's do it by bring that in there too. And now turn that on. I think that's cooler. I also think that when we add our tunnel, this will be better. I like this side. This side feels a little stiff to me still. That's better. I think that is better. Let's maybe... Okay, this feels like a chair, which I don't like. Let's see, does that help us? That helps us some. I think that helps us some too. Okay, I think because we have plants too, it'll be all right as well. So let's see, do we have any of our vertex groups still? We have detail. good because we want to have that so we don't put plants there. Let's see what it looks like. Oh, we got to assign it. We'll know when we've assigned it. Never mind. Okay, well, let's say that that's good. Why not? We don't want to spend too much time with terrain. It's not really about that today. And we got a terrain now. Now, do we still have our vertex group? Or is it gone? It says we still do. Let's edit. And if we select detail, detail's still a lot, isn't it? Shouldn't be. Select. That's that whole area. We don't necessarily want it to be that whole area. Although it would be, maybe we do. Let's see. Because that's not going to be 100%. Let's look at weight paint. Yeah, all right. I think we do. We do want it to be that whole area. Now, the next thing we need to add is our geometry node setup that lets us use that detail in the shader too. So let's do that now. And I saved it yesterday. And should be there now. Yep. And the vertex group is detail. And the shader variable group is going to be rail, or what do we call it? No plant. That's too long. NP. And all this does is convert the vertex group into a named attribute system that we can use in our material, which is what we want. So let's now grab our shader and mine, and we'll use Sandy Shore. Although I don't think we're gonna get a lot of sand on this one actually, but we might, because I think I might use it there. Let's see what it looks like. Yep, looks good. Let's close this area. Okay, so let's fix that awful projection, cube projection. There we go. Now it looks right. Got a good grassy cliff area. Now if we come into our shader and go to cycles, because friends don't let friends use Eevee. Someone saying something to me? No, just liking. Okay. So we're not actually using this height-based dirt at all because we don't have any. We could bring some back in, but I don't think we actually want to. So we're going to swap it this time. Shift A for attribute. And we called it NP, no plants. And now if we take this here and bring it to there, cool. See, it's put that dirt. So we had 4 based on height, where our rail system would be, and it fades out nicely because it keeps the well, I'll just show you. Yeah, it keeps the gradient, so we're good. And over here, this is what our no plants will look like. So none at all down the center, and then a little less there, and then there. That should be enough. We can always tweak it a bit if we need to. But I like it. I think that that's going to be good. And yeah, it was just so easy to get those vertex groups in finally. Yay. Let's save. And let's bake these to vertex colors. A named attribute is not a vertex color. So you'll see if I look over here, I've got my, it doesn't even show it, but I don't have color attribute for no plants. we're going to create a new one, call it greenery. Doesn't really matter what we call it. Just make sure it's selected. And we're going to come up here and bake, diffuse, adjust the color to active color attribute, and bake. And done. This was a fast one. We can test it. Color attribute should be greenery, and we didn't get it. Why did? Oh, because I didn't have it selected. You actually have to have a shader selected. You can't have a color selected when you're baking. Otherwise it errors. But the error came by too fast for me to see. There we go. Now let's do it. Thought it went fast. That's more reasonable. Now we're working. Now it should be good. Let's see. Do we get it? Yep, we got it. And go back to our original. All this to get some data that we're not going to use for a little while because I want to focus on our tunnel sum because that's the primary purpose to this sucker. But we have our color data baked now, and we can use it anytime we want to. So let's make ourselves our tunnel, and then we'll worry about the track system after that. Let's come down to our dude, right to there. And let's go back to just solid mode. Okay, so we want a tunnel. It's going to be concrete because only silly sci-fi tunnels are metal. Tunnels are a massive use of resources. There's no way you make them metal, particularly not on a world like this. Let's shift A, mesh, cylinder, RX90. Cool. Now let's scale it up till it covers about that size. And then I'll solo it. Control A, rotation scale, edit it. 1. Alt Z, B, select all those points. SZ0, tunnel, section, right? Come back out. We can see we want to, now we bring it up. Do you want it higher anyway? And yeah, we're going well. We are making moves. So we want to duplicate it. And we're going to use that and control minus with bool tools turned on. Select this here and apply this one. Now, we should, assuming no, can't do it. Didn't do it right. Okay. Undo, we need to go to exact. And just to make sure, let's make it hole tolerant. And now we got a hole. We can see the edge now. Now we can apply it. And just delete our cutters. And now, if we solo this, we have a hole in our landscape, which is all we wanted. All we wanted in the world is a hole in our landscape. Didn't need much more else than that. Sorry, again, I don't know what's up with the accents today. All right, so we got to figure out how long we want this tunnel to be and whether we want to build it sectionally or as a single tunnel. I think we're going to do a bit of both, actually. I want to keep our front section separate like this so we can maybe high res it up a little bit, but there's no need to have massive polys for everything. So let's GY. Oh, I cut the ground. Do I care? Maybe I care. Let's undo history, go back to there. Let's take our cylinder and this cylinder, just to make sure they get GZ, bring them up just a bit. Okay, there we go. Now we can apply the Boolean and delete the cutter. now we solo. Cool. Now we have ground. Well, looks like I lost a little bit of it, but undo again. Just go a little higher. There we go. So now cylinder, cylinder. Let's just go underneath and look. GZ. There. Okay, now we're good. Not cutting into it now. Let's apply it. Third time's a charm, right? Delete the hierarchy. Okay, solo it again. Cool. Clean tunnel. Nothing touching our ground. Good, good, good. So now we can take this and GY, take it to right to like there. It's as far in as we want it to go. And this is going to be our first section. Let's say SY2. Make it a little longer. And then we'll bring it in a bit more. So that's going to be our first section that we can play with. That's too far. And then we're just going to take this again, Shift D, duplicate it, turn on snap to snapping to edge, and GY. Ah, come on, you don't want to snap to that? Fine. Should. Weird. Face. Nearest. Right. Oh, it's snapping the center to that? Interesting. Let's see what I'll do that. Screw it. We're just going to line it up there. When all else fails, just sort of set it up close. I think that's fine. We can always tweak it if we need to. Anyway, there we go. And this one, we're going to leave alone, except we're going to take it now and tab 3, 3x faces. Okay. And then we're going to select everything. I'm going to put a, first off, Control R. I'm going to make things a little bit more square because I just like the look of it better. Now select it all. Shift Q. Plate insets. 1. Cool. Just to give us some plating, which you see in subway tunnels and stuff too. So I'm not really making it up. It's fine. That's good. And then we're going to go Q array 1. Yep. And we're just going to make it a crazy long tunnel. We can go longer if we need to, but it should be good. So we've got that one set up now. Now, this one, I'm going to kind of do something similar, except solo it. We're going to set it up a little bit differently. We want to make it a solid, because the other one is kind of a fake solid. It doesn't, well, let me show you. It has 0, just like this one right now, 0 width. And it probably, sorry, let's look at this. Face orientation. It is backwards to how we want it. We want it to be on the inside. Same with the other one too, but A, Shift N, there we go. Now we're lined up properly. But this one again, enough of that. Instead of just leaving it flat, we're going to apply a solidify modifier. Just a bit. And maybe even a bit more. There's no reason not to. Thickness minus, like that. Yeah, we'll go like a full train tunnel size. -1. 1 meter thick concrete sounds just nice and easy for us to use. And now we're going to take the same idea we had before. Oh, and also if you look at this now it's facing outside because it's solid on both side directions. So even though we didn't reverse the normals, it's just the normals are good on it. And if we select these, it's our inside faces. Cool. Shift. Oh, and again, let's solo. Tab A, 3, 2, Control R. Make some squarey shapes again. Down on the outside. What was that? 16. R16. There we go. Cool. Now 3. Shift G, coplanar. Yeah, I don't need the outside ones at all. Let's turn them off. I want that. I just don't want the outside ones. Just our inside faces right now. Okay, that's good. Tab, Shift Q, plate inset. 1, and we got the same, might not be exactly the same pattern, but we got the same sort of idea as we did from before. I think that'll be good. I'm all right with that. Oh, why do I got the line there? Oh, is that the line from the terrain? Scale our terrain. Oh, just a titch to hide our line. Yep. Oh, and then down just a titch. Yeah, now I don't see it anymore. And because we made this thing thicker, it doesn't matter. And because it's not touching back here at all, it doesn't matter. Let's save again. We're at 27 minutes, doing good. Okay, so we've got that. Now we can erode it if we want to slightly, and I think that might be cool. I haven't 100% decided yet, but I think it could be neat. Let's do some outside faces though too. Let's see. Yeah. Grab those. Got them. Don't really need the bottom. I don't think I'm going to increase the subdivision, so it won't really much matter, but let's just, for neatness sake, stay off of that. I'm leaving that outside rim because I might want to play with that separately. Okay. Tab, Shift Q, plate insets. Thinning seed. Cool. But let's increase our depth a bit. 0.1. Just to give us something a little more chunky on the outside. 0.1 might work. I like it. Let's see. Do we want to decrease our minimum to 1 and I'll increase our maximum to 6? Increase, let's see. Yeah, let's do that. Keep it 2 and 6. Yeah, 6 seems awful big. Let's see. What happens if we subdivide it one more time? Does it go nuts? That's not too bad. I like it. It does subdivide everything, which is a bit of a pain, but this is why we're only doing it to our one hero one up close to the front, because further in it's going to be dark and we're not going to notice. So we have some nice detail on the front, and then we lose it on the other side. Yeah, cool. So now, can select these two and everything on that face, coplanar. Ooh, we got some other interesting, okay. Maybe I don't want that. Let's see, Shift G coplanar, yeah. And now I'll do it the reverse order. All the front and that, but not this. Okay, Tab, Shift Q, random loop extrudes. Let's do some of that on this one. Increase our depth to like 0.5 and do not loop from source. Yeah, that's cool. I actually dig that a lot for the first one. Let's see, 0.5, 0.25. Does that go too much? No, that's good. 0.1. All of the above look cool to me. Okay, and let's select those three, join them together. I'm actually going to mirror them across that because I like it a bit symmetrical looking. That is cool. Okay, save. So now we can decide if we want, that I think is going to be metal, by the way. But this stuff, do we want to erode it? We've saved. Let's save again, just because. Now let's go look. This is going to add a ton of geo to us. We may or may not like it. Erode it. It gets real ugly real fast if you keep it this big. But if we go up to like 10, just to see, I feel like it's going to be not good for us. But I wanted to try it. But I feel like it's not going to be what we want. It's taking it a second. Good morning. Welcome to tunnel building. Oh, yeah, I mean, it's neat, but it kind of destroys all of our nice paneling. I don't think we're going to use it on this one. It's worth a shot, though. But I do want to do a bit more to it. So again. And I want to select that. No. Yes. How do we want to do this? I kind of wouldn't mind adding some screws, but I don't want to get those side pieces. I should be able to do that, and that, and that. Shift G area. Interesting. That's not bad. Let's do it this way too. Just gonna grab a few more. Shift G area. That looks good and doesn't look like we're getting those side pieces. Cool. And 7B, I'm just going to nuke all that. 3B, nuke all that. 9B, nuke all that. 1B, nuke all that. Okay, yes. So we just have our well, at least enough that that's all I'm really. So are we we're getting some side ones on that too. But it might fit on the outside. I don't know that I care. Let's just see what we get. We'll try it. Shift Q. Random screws. Is it in utility now? Panel screws, yes. Custom. Round head. And did it create them? Yes, it did. F9. Margin slightly more. Cool. This is what I was talking about. Like, I just wanted to have a little bit more detail in these things. I like it. Yeah, it looks like it's done a pretty good job for the purposes of what we're worried about here. Maybe we make them a little bit bigger. It might be a little too much bigger. There we go. Feels cool to me. Yay! The screws actually worked. So that's the kind of thing that we definitely do not need to duplicate back into this. And we're not going to see them, and it's just going to be a waste of our geometry. So again, why we split out these two sections. Okay. I think I'm to that point now where I want to see some materials because I think it's going to make my life easier. So let's add some. Materials, shaders, metal sheeting. I'm going to go with that for, no, this one. New metal sheeting. And I think we'll go with the same for the screws. It's just a metal texture. And I'm reasonably sure we don't want to use my grungy concrete just because the lines in it are too high. So let's go to Kitbash 3D and grab some from there. I tend to like Warzone Concrete A. Let's try it. And try it here too. And then turn on our colors. Let's see what we see. Yes. Well, we can see first off that our thing is in desperate need of reprojecting. It's not bad, but I feel like it might be a little too grungy. We don't want pebbly concrete. Plywood concrete, no. No, we want concrete painted. Let's see, MCM concrete A. See how this one goes. Yep, no, that's the one we wanted. MGM concrete A, not Warzone concrete A. Okay, cool. Let's take this sucker. You cube project it. We have our metal around the outside of our tunnel. I mean, yeah, it's not bad, is it? Looks all right to me. I mean, we're not done yet, but I feel like that's pretty cool. Come back out. I mean, you can't see much yet, but yeah. Save. Let's close this down for the short term. And I'm just going to hide the landscape. And I think hide this one because I want to be able to see more than just the one. So there's our tunnel entrance. And cool. Let's start building. Like I said, I don't think it's going to be a train because I don't want to have, well, yeah, we're going to start populating the inside of this tunnel. And I think that's going to need some cables, some lights, and a movement system. And I don't think it's going to be a train because I kind of want it to be maglev-y, just because I think that that's cooler looking. So rather than rails, it's going to float. But we do need to then build some kind of our maglev control device that will also extend past out here into our space. And that should be cool. These actually help a lot too. I like those. These two, the section here just feels like it's something we could use. In fact, I wonder, could we, how would that work? Let's see, tab, can I grab? Do I want to just grab, can we grab these things? No, I don't think we can. All right, never mind. I was going to like extend it up, but I think it's cool. We may attach it to something at the end. But for now, let's come in here and create a circle. But instead of 32 vertices, I just want 8 because we all love hexagons. And there we go. And circle, scale it up so it's about there. RZ 22.5. That's going to be too big, but that's cool. We're just getting set up. RX90 GZ. So we can start getting a sense of where we're at. Up to there. Yes, see, that's too big. But let's move around our cursor and scale it down to like, let's say that. This is going to be the driver for our maglev system. Control A, rotation, scale. So let's start making some cool stuff. Edit. We're just going to delete these 3 faces, or edges, sorry. And select all EGY2. In a word, woohoo! Now we can just Q, solidify. Let's go in just a bit and apply it. Okay, so now we have something I think we can use. Let's say this to this. Inset it, just kind of whatever. Alt E, expand faces along normals. Out. Cool. Now, inset again. And this time, E SZ0. And we have something that should sit on the ground reasonably well. Might need to bring it up a little bit. GZ. Up just a titch. Like that. Yep, it's off the ground. Cool. And this is going to be our maglev driver. So essentially like a rail, right? And we're in good shape. Let's come here and we're going to Control R, split that there, select this one, Control B, bevel it, and actually, I don't want this one. I want to do this one. Bevel that. There we go. And 3, I, and I'm going to say E3, 5. 5 meters. No. 8, just to get the scale right. This is going to be the space in between these things. So yeah, so 2 and 8, that'd be a 10 meter roughly. It's not going to be exact because we inset in, but close enough for folk. There's our thing. That'll be cool. And I'm just going to Control R, add an edge loop, bevel it, 3E down. Okay. So this would be like our power conduit, like I said. Now I want to 1, 2. How do I do this? When I get rid of this edge. Oh no, n-gons, what will we do? And then inset to make each one of those its own separate thing. And then Alt-E along normals, and like that. So I think these are going to be our like mag panels for controlling the train as it goes forward. So let's plus select all that. And then I'm going to do the same here. Select all that. And that. Oh. All that. And then Control I to select all the rest of it. Cool. Now I'm going to Alt X and mirror it because I think that's going to be important. And now we're going to do plate insets and see what we get. 2, 3. 3 seems cool. I'm liking 3. Oh, yeah. Cool. That's looking neat. Now let's do something similar down here with this sucker. Just gonna select those 2 for now, though. Deselect everything else. Select those 2. Shift Q. And can we do the same kind of thing? We don't need to increase. Well, maybe we do. That increase a subdiv 1. Sure. That looks cool. Just making some visual interest here, but I'm digging it. And if we look at the whole thing, it's not too subdivvy. We haven't created too many polys. I don't know when I suddenly just started caring about, efficiency of my polygons. I never have in the world before, but okay. Now we want some lights, but we don't want it to be so bright that it lights up the whole space inside either. So, but we do want to have some light because light is cool. Let's see where we would want to put them. At least we're mirrored, so we know that that'll work. Select. These, not these. Okay, so we got that. Yep, cool. And inset the whole thing just a bit. Cool. We need to get a material now, don't we? I don't think it has one at all. No, so we'll start with our sheeting plain gray, and then we can come here and give this one something else. We may or may not stay with the plain gray, but we just need to give it something. So let's go with, excuse me, a nice yellow light. And let's see what we got. Cool. We definitely need to, I think, cube projection. Yeah, now it's much grungier. There we go. That's looking kind of neat. Again, we've got one on the inside. And again, I think I want to do on the outside so we see a bit of light against the side too. So in an actual production environment, you always want to be thinking about where are your light sources, what can you give the DP to use to light the scene, because they're going to want something. And they really appreciate it when you give them something they can use to motivate lighting. Let's go with red. But let's increase it to 10. Okay, and if we unsolo, See, we get this nice little red glow against that now. I think that's neat. I like it. I like it a lot. I don't actually know how much more we need to really do to it, but we're gonna do some, just because. Um, let's see. What do we want to do? We could do. Let's tab. Got a nice little bit of room here. We could throw some pipes all the way across. That's a very doable thing. I think I'd rather have them more in the center though. One, so I select these 3 vertices, Q, convert them to circles, and keep them small, 3, and yeah, we'll leave them with 16 faces just in case we get close. And then 3E, extrude them out to there. That's kind of neat. Now, I don't want to go too far with them, but I want to make sure that I come to the end, right? Which they don't yet. So we can come out a bit more. Maybe what we do here is we add an interesting, this will go to the far end. We got to be careful because we're going to, I can talk. We're going to array these. So this is going to be on that far, whatever it is, over, whatever comes over here is going to be at the front 2. But that's okay. Don't really want to go out like that though. SZ0 to SZ0. Fine. Oh, did I have something else selected? Whatever. Actually, don't hate going all the way down, but GZ. Cool. And then Control R. 3E. SX0. Go. Going to go GX. Do I have EGX? There we go. It's like I don't have that on, do I? Okay, so now that's going to come to that, and it will touch to the far end. So let's see what we get if we array it. Might be time to play with it. Something like that. Looks good to me because we can come in here and edit and select these 2. Inset. E. And then we've connected again. That looks kind of badass. I think that will work nicely for what we're doing here. I don't know we need more detail because we're going to go deep in with this. We can put detail on other things. So let's turn back on our other cylinder and select this and come to an array. 7 to see how far we need to go. I'm going to go a few more because I want to come out the far end too. GY. Circles both sides. There is our maglev system control. Turn back on our ground. Let me see what we got. Does it touch the ground underneath? Oh, it does. How beautiful is that? It actually touches the ground. That is so cool. GY, just bring it out. I can always add more if I need to because I'm not going to apply that array unless I absolutely have to. Look at that. That's quality right there. Where are we at? 55 minutes. Doing great. Okay. So, do we want lights in the tunnel itself? Or do we just want to kind of fake it later? There's no real need for lights in the tunnel itself. It's just a freight tunnel. And yet, probably there would be something, wouldn't there? Certainly there could be something. How do we feel about it? I don't know. I kind of like it dark though. Okay, let's start with dark. Adding lights later is easy, so it's fine. Maybe we should play with the landscape now just to get our trees and stuff set up proper, like jumping around a bit, but that's okay. Joe Scatter. So like that. Biome, open biomes. Tropical. We've been using 8 a fair amount, right? I think 8 is the one. Let's try it. And it's going to freak out and throw stuff everywhere, and we're not going to be able to see anything. But it's still going. Yes, thank you for the warning. However, we have created a color attribute with which to drive our stuff called greenery. And it's thinking, because this is a fairly large space, even cutting it down. And it's backwards, so it puts us exactly the place we don't want it to be. So we'll swip it. Swip it. And I think it worked pretty well. Let's close this out. Kind of liking it. Now, one thing I want to do is I think we need something on this space here. We're not going to need it out past that because we're never going to see it underneath all these other things. So we've saved. Let's just come back. And looking good. But maybe we do another one. Open biomes again. I'm thinking to myself. And come down here to Rocky Plain and do Rocky Plain 6. And again, it's going to barf on us because it's going to be huge. Rocks everywhere. We don't need them. It's great. But we can do a group culling on vertex group on this one because we've already got it in our terrain. Detail. And again, reverse it. And now we only have that right and around our rail. And I think that could look pretty cool. And in fact, it does look pretty cool. We can even turn this back on now because it's a pretty small space. We'll save first just to make sure. But it shouldn't be bad. Yes. That is what I am talking about right there. Cool. um, where are we at? 1 hour. Cool, cool, cool. We are doing really well on time. I do want to do a bit more texturing on this thing. I think we can make it a bit more interesting. So let's turn off geoscatter entirely. I feel pretty good about it. I'm not sure we're going to need to mess with it again until we're done. And it is off. And because we've turned it off entirely, we're still reasonably good on our um, lag. And over here on this, I'm going to leave that turned on, but I'm going to turn off our array for right now, just so we're only editing the one. Just because I feel like it will make our lives easier. And solo it. Now let's see. I like those pieces. I want to grab our three. By those pieces, I meant these three here. I must speak the words. Let's assign a new material to it. And my Discord's going nuts today. Let's grab shaders, starships, big, medium, small, metal chrome. Let's try that and see if we get a metal shape we like with it. It's a little different. It's kind of cool. And maybe we apply the same metal chrome to these plates here. Coplanar. Will it give it to us? Yes, it will. Okay. Metal chrome, assign, and UV editing. A and into here. Yeah, it just gives it a slightly different color. I think that's cool. Maybe we could try gray. B, Control L, R90. G, kind of bring it up into the same space. Yeah, now it's shinier. I like that. I think that's a neat look. And what else do we want to do to it? I think let's come to this piece here. Shift G, coplanar. Select all that. Yes, so we'll do one more material with that as well. Assign. And let's try grunge metal. Does it look different? A little. I want some variation to it, even though we're not going to see a tremendous amount of them because mostly they're inside. I would like there to have some variation, and I think we do now. Let's see. Where are we again? Close this header. And now we can re-extend that. Yeah, I think that looks better. We're to that sort of subtle stuff now, right? So it's like, yeah, oh, and I like we get a little bit of chrome reflection in here. That's cool. Yes. No, I like that a lot now. I think that is neat. I kind of want to add something here on the outside. and I'm not sure what it would be. But I want to, I say cheat. I'm going to try something. It's not cheating. Again, let's just try some kit bash. Let's try some kit bash I haven't used a bunch yet. Let's go to Rex's. Rexu. And columns. Let's see how we feel about these. I kind of think they're neat looking. Let's see if they're too detailed for what we're doing. Oh, that's kind of cool. Alt R and scale it. Let's just individual. Active element. Scale it up. 7. And G. Do we want it as part of our? That could be neat. I mean, I kind of like it. It does give us just another added thing. Let's see what it looks like material-wise. I think we're going to want to change some stuff on it. Yeah, it's kind of a very flat. But let's see what we can do. If we turn metal 45 to our sheet plain gray, instant cool. Just add water. Now that's cool. I like that. What are these on his? Oh, on that one. This is which material? L115. Is it a light? No, but it kind of could be. If we were to turn L115 to emissive yellow, it's much brighter. It's kind of cool though. And then, yes. Let's just see what things look like now with Geo on. Make sure I didn't like put those where a tree are, although they're close enough to it that I doubt I did. No, I did not. Cool. No, they still work. They definitely give us, they're doing some work for us. I think they're doing a lot of work for us. Yeah, I think they're doing a lot of work for us. So, turn it back off again. Do we want to put stuff in the tunnel itself now? That's our next big question. Right now, we have not really explored the inside of this tunnel, and I think perhaps we should at least slightly, particularly given we have 22 minutes left. I don't know that we want to go all the way in, but again, just this front section here, we may be able to get some cool stuff. Let's look at Rex's stuff again, just see if we can find another panel. I swear this is not a promo for his work in any way. I just think it's cool. Sometimes you see YouTube videos and they're like, let's look at this thing. You're like, sponsored by so yeah, no, it's not. I mean, that's just a cool panel. Sometimes I feel like they're a little too detailed. RZ90, no, RZ. This is my problem with these sorts of panels is sometimes they can be a little too cool. And it might be the case here where like, I don't need something that draws this much attention to itself. But that's not bad, I think. Let's see. No, that's not bad. And I think we can also solo it, maybe play and fix the metals on it as well. By fix, I mean, I'm assuming this is going to be the main one. Playing gray. Oh, it is not. 4-5 is. Gray. There we go. I mean, not bad, particularly for right at the front. Just to give us a bit of light. And we can come in and see. I don't hate. Let's look at it with EV just so I can see without lighting, just to see the color on it. I find this so slow. Not an EV fan. Okay, cool. Now that I think works. I can dig with that. Maybe just for balance, I'll put it on both sides. Shouldn't need to, but I don't think it'll hurt anything. Okay. And then we could add pipes and stuff to it. I just don't know. I don't know. What should we do? Do we add pipes to it? Hanging cables. Like there's so many interesting things we could do. Let's add light just because, excuse me, we might as well show more. We can always turn it off again. As I said before, production designers and DPs dig having things that they can use as a light source. So let's edit here. Where's our top 2? That's our top. Shift S2. Okay, tab. Shit. What kind of space do we want to be? Shift A, mesh, cube, SX, SZ. So that's a 2-meter long tube. Now tab 3, inset. Let's first off, Control A, rotation scale, tab, inset, E, up to there. Okay. Now tab W, subdivide, sure, 2, Control R, and Control R, 1, select, not that one, those 3, Q, circle, let's make them bigger, but they don't need to be 16, they can really just be 4, no, I guess, yep, they can be 4, cool, and then 3E, to here, not that far, to there, plus, this is going to be gray, cool, and then plus a sign, going to be cool, yeah, because we got 2 other warm colors, so let's make it cool. That's going to be cool. That'd be cool. Tab. Now we're going to select I want it to be a bit further out, so fine. 3. Yep. E up. And then 2 F plus assign. That's not cables. It's special. And roughness and add material. And we're going to set our rough to quite high. And there's lights. And actually, because it does look a bit better if it has distance. We're going to go for the extra level of realism. P section, Q solidify, and then Control A, apply. Why should we do that? Oh, I'm in edit mode still. Control A, apply, and then join it back together again. There we go. So now we have realistic glass. Can you smell the quality? Q, let's add a bevel to it. Just a bit. Yep, sounds good. And apply that as well. And excuse me. There's a light. It's not much of a light, but can add. I don't actually like it cool. I think that's too cool. Yeah, that's just too blue. Go cool like that. And then again, solo. Shift A. Light area. GZ, bring it down. Well, let's just go here. Okay, we want it to be rectangular. And X we want to be about the size of our glass. Go figure. And Y we want to be, about the size of our glass. And control parent to the object. And now we should have a cube with a light inside of it. Yes, we do. Now, we actually have some light options if we want to. Come back. Here we can say our power is going to be like 200. Okay, yeah, that is cool. We do like it. Excuse me. Get rid of this guy while I'm thinking about it. Delete the human hierarchy. Okay. So now this sucker, I don't believe if we array it, it keeps the its children. Let's try, but select hierarchy, Q, array. Or I can't even, can I? Yeah, no, see, it doesn't. Alas, no. But I do know. Oh, just this sucker. We select the hierarchy, and then we Alt D. Is it not in the center? Oh, I want it in the center. Let's undo that first. What's our X over on this? Item X 0. There we go. Now it's the center. Is it the right height now? Yeah, it seems like it is. Yep, that's cool. Okay, now, anyway, sorry. Now, if we take this, select hierarchy, Alt D, and Y, we make it Let's go with 10. Then we could be able to do Shift R. Yep, again. Okay, Shift R, Shift R, Shift R, Shift R. Shift R, Shift R, Shift R. How far are we going? Shift R, Shift R, Shift R. I can keep going all the way down to the back if I need to. I don't think it'll slow us down too much. There we go. And now we have lights running down the entire length of our tunnel. It's much brighter, but it is cool looking. Might be a bit too bright. Let's cut our strength down. They're all fortunately linked. So if we go from 100, 200 to 100, that's much lower. You know, God forbid, half. Dumbass. All right, that's cool. I like that. That's much lower. Yeah, it's about half as much, Seth. Okay. Let's give ourselves a sky. HDR maker. Let's go with maps again. I've been liking these ones lately. Nature. That's our very like tropical one, which I've kind of liked. We're not seeing, well, we might see some sky, so let's go with 8K. We have the, and what do we see through the far end if we look? Yeah, that's suitably indistinct, that I'm good with that. Where is this? Oh, interesting. It's not tropical at all. It's probably like Iceland or something. Oh, no, not Iceland. There's too many trees. But whatever. It's cool looking. We could change the angle, but I don't know that we need to yet. Let's guess for a good composition. So in general, compositional rules, when you're starting out, when you're going on something like this, things start on the left and go to the right. That way. We don't see this way means you're going home. Weird, but true. You start on the left and come out. Okay, like all things, it's moderately true and moderately bullshit. Compositional rules are not rules. Okay. Photographer, camera, hey, Alexa, lens, anamorphic, resolution 239, control 0. No, that's where we're. There we go. And let's bring it back. And I think, world, go away. Go away. Those are my camera settings. Where did all my camera settings go? Did I hide everything? No. Camera. Camera. What did I hit? Undo history. Let's just go back to here. I don't know why you're weird, but I want you back the way I want you. Let's see. Shift 0. And there. Area Alexa. Yes. And lens. Cook anamorphic. Yes. Okay. I don't know what happened. I hit something. 35. And Something like that, maybe. We're gonna need to turn the trees on to see. Let's see what we got. Make sure we're not just hiding in a tree. No, we're not. We do, however, need to turn our depth on much further. Clip end to like, let's go 300. Yes. It's pretty dark, isn't it? Might be too dark for what we're looking for. Let's change our, I think it's the HDR. It's the angle at least. Let's just try an angle of 180 just to see what it gives us. Way brighter. Let's try cutting the difference halfway. And 120. I just do a lot of tweaking around to these things. 50. Kind of like that. Let's see. Again, turn off that. Come a bit more over, a bit more down. See if that will work. And focus on, don't really want to focus on the closest one. We want a little bit out of focus in the foreground. This makes it feel a little bit more deep. So like that. Turn this back on and see if we're sticking a tree. We are not. In fact, we're looking pretty cool. I think we want to put a person in here for scale. But I'm liking our look. Hopefully you guys are too. Come on, did I click it? Oh, yeah, there we go. And just jump back to here, and we're going to put a person like right here. I think judging from what I remember the scale to be. Oh, we're going to crash Blender. No. I'm going to uncrash Blender. Get back. I think we saved fairly close to the end. I hope we did. Okay, let's try doing the auto recovery just to see if it got anything further than our last save. Looks like it did. Let's see what our color looks like. Where's our angles at 150? Yep, that's right. That seems good. Yep, now we're good. Okay. No harm, no foul. Now let's turn off geoscatter again. Save. And we're going to put our guy right there. And we'll go with big, medium, small, just because I've been using these guys a lot. And I like them for we are. I'm gonna work around the radio. Yep, perfect scale. Turn them like that. Going back to him. Now we need to move him a little bit, I think. GX, GZ. Just slightly squished into the dirt. Just makes him feel more centered. Okay. Cool. And we could even put another guy like right over here. Walking. And did an Alt R on him. Yep. RZ. GZ. And slightly. GY. Bring him back just a bit. Make sure he's still lining up properly. Yeah, he seems good. Let's save. Turn back on Geoscatter. And save again. And take a look at it. Stretchy, stretchy. Okay. Yeah, it's looking good. We got our guys. So it feels like someone's working on the railroad. We can go into our tunnel and we know it's going to be brighter because we've done that. Yeah, I think we're in good shape. Go away. Close area. Yeah, save it. And I think we're going to call this for today because we're at 92 minutes. We got our tunnel built. We got our maglev track built. We got the vegetation scattered properly. I think we're good to go. I'm going to make the usual 4 renders out of this, so we can see the scene from a couple angles. Post them up on social medias in the next hour or so, and then we'll be back again tomorrow. Thanks for checking it out. Please like and subscribe if you have not already, and I hope you enjoyed it. Okay, folks, take care. Bye-bye.